I decided to do another reading, but with a focus on anger and emotions and the emotional energy that seems to be coming up and through and out a lot of people. I've been noticing it a lot with the feminine, but that's not to say that the masculine haven't either. And, I've been getting a lot of reports from people saying, like, why am I having such an emotional release right now? Specifically rage. The amount of people that I have recommended to go to the woods and scream in a hole is, yeah, it's up there at this stage. So, yeah, I guess I'm going to get a bit vulnerable, share some of my story as a way to maybe help read into the energies of what's going on right now. And at the same time, let's see what and how that weaves into your story. So if you relate to being a chosen one, which I believe you probably are for you to be here, then you might have recently had, your own experience, your own version of going along the timeline of the past and seeing where you may have given away some of your energy to things, people, places, behaviors that really have been draining you. And if you were one of the brave ones that rode the wave of this dark night of the soul, recent cycle ending kind of anger bursting forward, or you're still currently in that, then you might have come to a point where you just wanted the emotions to stop. It felt almost like it was acidic, eating you from the inside. And if that's you, I'm holding your heart and your soul, my darling. I know it is not an easy process. I would ask you to please have compassion for all that you've survived, for whatever you personally have been through. We are all here, I believe, as generational curse breakers. We are here to undo and clear the projections that have been sent into our field for our whole life, not just from our family, but from wherever we've scooped those up or inherited those from. So right now is a time of facing fears where basically anything hidden will be exposed. I mean, one has to only look at what's going on coming up in the collective, even just the normie collective, the muggle collective, to see that things are shifting, are they not? Massive paradigm shift. So, at least there's that. And also, you, my dear, on the other end of this, your victory is secured. You were set up for this. So please know that. Even though it may be hard to get excited at this moment in time because people are leaving your life and it's hard to overcome some of the heartache when you find out about what some people's true intentions really were. Yeah, so in my expanding of my own oracle, I came to a point where I wanted to know the truth. And when you ask those questions, like, just, what's it going to take? Just show me. and it causes a massive effect. It causes an effect. And it requires of you to listen deeper, to go further in and not run away when it gets, what you think is your limit of pain. So I recently went through one of those and discovered a whole lot of stuff. And I was sat with having to rearrange my entire reality, to shift my paradigm, to clear the projections, to face the fears, to have compassion for all I've survived. And the messages just kept coming in over and over again, like once this heartbreak is complete, then no matter what, your victory is secured. Because you, my dear listener, are also anointed. You came here to transmute the density. Not everyone's coming with us. But what I want to tell you, what I want to tell you is that you have passed the test. That is the energy. And this particular process, I don't think that it's going to be more than 2 to 4 months where we've fully purged out some of these deeper, heavier programs, which it sounds like a lot, but it's not really a lot in the scheme of all things, is it? So can we be grateful for a mere blip in order to really free ourselves from some deeper programming that we might have been all wrapped up in? What else do we have going on? There may have been, as part of your realizing that some of the rage comes from recognizing that there's people that have been jealous of you. They could be in spirit form or they could be in human form. Unfortunately, they may have been quite close to you, which can be disappointing. Yeah, do something else for a bit. That was definitely my medicine. It's so easy to get wrapped up in process and be in process so much. Yeah. And sometimes you just hit a wall, you hit a point, or you hit a space, or whatever you want to call it. You just need to go like outside in a direction, go there, go to that one place where you feel at least some semblance of connectivity. Because you're adjusting your whole operating system right now. So if that manifests as wanting to come out as intensity, as rage, like what if you can go find a space for you to be that, to have that? So I was in one of these moments where I was like, I don't know if I can handle this much heartache and this much rage inside of me. Like, it feels like it's eating me up. And thankfully, a beloved said to me, why don't you turn your microphone on and just have at it? Let yourself make the sounds and the tones and do the movements and just let it out. And oh my God, I said every heinous, intense, brutal, crude, and beautiful thing as well. There was loads of beauty in all of that power, because when the initial fire had turned into a smoldering kind of embers, I was able to sort of wield them and sculpt them into self-facilitation, essentially. But I wasn't able to get there until I let myself go through what may be considered the uncomfortable, awkward, yeah, that bit, the messy bit. I don't know if any of you have ever danced 5 rhythms, but in the beginning when I started to do that, I couldn't dance the chaos rhythm because I was just always just trying to keep myself together. I didn't want to show really the chaos that was my rhythm inside of me, and I was doing a very good job, or at least I thought, of keeping it inside. And then showed me a chaos rhythm and I just clammed up. It's like my whole body went into freeze mode, like some sort of weird trauma response. When I eventually convinced myself that it was safe, that it's like being at the gym. Everybody's not judging you, they're judging themselves. It's not you that they're judging, just get on with it. And that's why we're here, is to release and to move and to dance and to get better. And when I finally let myself dance the chaos rhythm, I was more willing to be with some of the messiness of life. I wouldn't say I was totally 100, but it definitely helped, and I could see how that was a reflection on where we mostly didn't get taught how to be wildly, beautifully messy and super not okay and very I'm mad, and have that be received and no judgment for being that as well. Yeah, your light is always going to stir up other people's demons, and you might have noticed that. You tried to share with them something, you tried to ask essentially for an evolution, for a different perspective, but they weren't really able to. So yeah, you might have been in some disappointment around that. Spirit is saying some of the films that you've been watching lately have some pretty deep clues for you. Also, to listen to the children. They have some messages for you. There's a real need to increase your pleasure. So even though you may be mad, or you may be angry, or moving these denser energies through, where can you add a little bit more pleasure? Whether that's, just an incremental increase, then great. If that's maybe not doing as much, sometimes in the doing, it's an attempt to suppress feeling, isn't it? Just remember, our emotions are not actually going to hurt us. It's usually what our judgments are of them. Better out than in, isn't that what the old folks say? So what can the cards tell us about anger? Just asking the tarot. What are we moving through with all this intensity? Are we being asked to be more intense? I said in the last reading about anger sometimes being the energy required to change something. This is the Star card. You may be an Aquarius. You may be a celebrity. You may be wanting to bring out something into the world. I'm hearing the words, it is your time to shine. You've held this back. You've muted this for a long time, or maybe your whole life. Maybe you haven't even dared to let yourself be that sparkly, and you are cruising towards a space where you can express more of this into the world. And it is just your natural birthright. This is something that's always been in the stars for you, so to speak. Next card is the Lovers. Number 6. You may have a choice. You may actually be meeting love. You may be coming into some sort of union or union within yourself. Or you may be, maybe some of the anger has to do with your partnership or who you're currently with, who doesn't see your contribution for what it truly is. Could be that. Could be some of the things that you're clearing. Maybe there's some rage inside about the things that you didn't say. So it could be the time to either find a good, healthy way to express that to the person, or if you get that they can't really receive it, then really there's not so much of a point. You might have to go back to just clearing it on your own, which is also very, very contributing to the rest of us. I do love the prayer. I'm sorry, please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. Ho'oponopono. I do get that this is the ending of a way of being that might have had you feel lacking, or as if you didn't have enough, or there wasn't enough love, there wasn't enough time, there wasn't enough of this life to go around. You may have been convinced of that by some others, some people in your family. 2 of Cups. Again, feels like you're getting maybe some new guardians as well. That feels really nice. You're graduating to a different energy when it comes to union. There's a sort of freshness to it. I definitely sense the tenderness in you and the vulnerability. If this resonates, just take it as you will. Could be that you've called in a different type of connection where you're both leaving a cycle where there was impoverished thoughts, impoverished behavior, some programming around that so that you can both shine, can both be stars in the sky, where it doesn't rely on either or, but we get to support one another. And maybe some of the anger is because, there's been so much crap put around relating in this reality, around relating, around abundance, around being able to be your full, true, heart-centered, vulnerable, open self, It's like, God forbid, you're actually happy. Oh, the moon on a full moon. Funny that. Yeah, I would watch out for any deceptive energies that don't serve this union type energy, that don't want to support your flowering, your shine. Because we can't really do competition if we're in friendship, can we? How do we do that? How does that go together? Doesn't really work like that. Just divides us more. Like, it looks like we're together. Yeah, we're friends, but we're not. Because I want to, if I'm truly your friend, I want to see you at your best. Like, sincerely, hand on my heart. Why would I not? So it might be time to have a little sniff around in your social circles as to who you're entertaining still or giving a pass to. Because getting angry can often be because you are giving the pass where the pass is not warranted. AKA, they don't deserve that. Not really. Like, really, if you're going to go live on an island and you had to choose the people that you would be there with, would that guy get to stay? Just because sometimes maybe he's not a douchebag? Nah. You'd be pretty selective. Be selective, my love. May all that is hidden be exposed. May you have the courage to face the fears, to recognize that it's them that gets lucky to be around you. You're the anointed. I feel that there will be a much more value. Your value will rise for what contribution you be and how much you consider others with that big, beautiful heart of yours. The more that you clean up your circle, the more that you let through the rage, let through the anger, and let those things come out to transmute it for all of us, frankly, the more you're going to be offered clarity when it comes to connection and communication. You'll feel more juicy, I want to say, in your body. You'll feel more fortunate in general. So therefore, you're going to choose people going forward that will value themselves as well, which will then contribute to you. And then you can get to the creating bit, right? Let's roll some of the story cubes, see what they have to say. I love these things. Somebody gave these to me. They're actually for telling stories, but, well, just about anything can be used as an oracle. So what can we know that can help this collective move through their anger? Cool. There's an apple. Yeah, some of this anger might have come from a religious programming. What's it going to take to undo, destroy, and uncreate all the places where we have been unconsciously programmed by being a sinner? So you must keep it in. You must remain quiet. Don't say the bad things. Don't, be good. Even though you're like, this guy needs to have his head chopped off. Or girl. I don't know why I keep saying guy. The apple symbolizing the first deception. That's what it comes up for me. As a walking stick, I feel like we have disabled ourselves by thinking that we have to keep it all inside to ourselves, that we can't let somebody else see that for fear of them thinking that we can't be loved. A beloved of mine once said to me that it wasn't my wounds that made me unlovable. It was me just trying to pretend like I didn't have them, or just, trying to figure it all out myself, or, anything else apart from just exposing it. And he assured me that he would still love me on the other side of exposing that and being vulnerable. And so much release and connection happens when there's that willingness, doesn't it? There's a lock that's locked. So where have we held back from our blessings, from being the star, from receiving the blessings of the star and the earth? Like, she's got one foot in the water and one on the land, and she's pouring between them. It's like she gets to share this bounty, this connection, this communion. You may be seeing birds, like birds may be a significant thing at the moment. You may be needing to work with water as part of your, magic. You may be a writer, someone who receives messages from the quote-unquote gods. Number 10 is an ending number as well. This has come up again. Just noticed that. There's also a symbol of like a compass, which looks the same as the Wheel of Fortune, actually, in a way. So that's interesting. You might want to ask yourself if you're going in a new direction. And what is that new direction? And can you be grateful for that new direction? Because remember, victory secured, yeah? Once we face these fears and ask the right questions around it, be willing to surrender into the knowing that anything hidden, anything untoward, anything that's not going to work for you in this next part of your life is going to be revealed. Your facing of your fears will be rewarded. Why? Because you're the chosen. What? Here is question. Well, that seems to go with questions over statements, this card. What if we could ask more questions versus coming to a conclusion about what is? Maybe there's another way. Maybe there's a better way. Maybe there's a million other ways to look at this. What can we offer in our surrender to the divine, where we don't have to take care of it all ourselves, yeah? I get that there's a guy sleeping here. I get that this time, this is actually about what you'll be getting in your dreams. Let's see if we can get a clarifier on that. And that you may actually have had your dream state. You might forget your dreams easily, so you might want to make a dream journal, put it next. I just felt really lightheaded for a moment there. So I get there's a new space within your dreaming where you can actually create from. So what if you start to ask questions around how you can access the magic in your dreaming state? So we're asleep for like half our lives. It's got to be something in that space. You've probably practiced it. You've probably heard of people doing all sorts of cool things in lucid dreaming state. Okay, there's another one. It's L. Could be L. Looks like a learner sticker that you might put on your car. I feel like it's saying the opposite. You are not a beginner at this. You have been here a hot minute, and you get to draw upon knowledge and insight. You know, you can actually just go into your meditative state, ask some questions around what would be your best practice to start to receive that. Like I said in the other one, in the other reading just before this, when you make enough space within you, these kinds of things become more automatic. You might just start to naturally want to do different kinds of spiritual practices. I don't even like calling it spiritual practices, just tools, you know, ways to even remember. It's not like we're really creating them. We're just restoring the access point to them, aren't we? And then the last, oh, there's two more cubes. There's one that's a magic wand. That's y'all. You are the human magic wand. How does it feel? Wow, that was my bug zapper. Confirmation and sacrifice. No, just kidding. There's a little person on this last cube, and then a sort of monster in the background that's a shadow, and it's sort of looming over the person. This is my entity cube, the demon cube. So you may want to pay attention to if you're noticing more of that. I'm feeling like that's connected to the dreams, like they may try to get into your dreams, and yeah, just don't allow that. Tell them to get out. And that while you're there in the space, they don't get to be there. Now, we can have compassion for them too. It's not all just like return to hell kind of ways of being. I mean, you don't have to have whole conversations with them unless that's something that's fun for you. I am over that. I don't feel like it. I'm sorry. I will assign my entity, what do you call it? PA to the job. But yes, if you'd like to, you can. Why not? Just watch out for that, because the more sensitive you're getting, which you are, right? Am I right? The more that you're going to look like a snack on the energy realm. So do keep your wits about you, because this is a prime time for peeps to be looking in your direction, especially the jealous ones. Anyone who may be jealous, remember we said there are some jealous spirits and projections around. Spells can be cast just by certain words that are sent in a direction. Wishing ill upon one another. So any spell work that's been done to you, any place where there are jealous spirits still kicking around, can we please, all of us in this collective, for whenever and however we can in energy and space right now, can we command that all spell work be reversed, all jealous spirits be sent on? Thank you, you've done a really good job. You have no place here. You get to leave now. And all of the ones that may be in my blind spots that I'm unable to perceive currently. All spells, all sorcery, all of that stuff that may still be connecting to me, attacking me, compromising my energy. not allowing me to have a level of pleasure that I know I can have. We return all of that. 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 Send all wandering spirits to the light. Affirm it. I release all spell work, including the spell work that you did as well, yeah? I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you. This prayer is Ho'oponopono. If you want to look that up, it works so well. I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you, for wherever I did that or was that. Wherever I did that or was that, I claim, own, and acknowledge that I probably have done that too. I let that go. Sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you. Remember, you passed the test. You're already actually on to your next mission, and if you're not, if you don't have that sense yet, then this could be one of those last blasts where you get to do a little bit more cleanup. That's interesting. We got the soulmate card. So you have the soulmate, the lovers, and the Two of Cups, which is nice. So there definitely may be, on the other side of the release of all this anger, all these emotions, there could be a nice partnership coming forward for you. Or this could be part of strengthening what you already have. You could both be going through that if you're already in partnership. Or maybe someone has to leave because your real soulmate is coming along, your real partner, so that you can actually do the thing in life here together and support one another in a way that allows for the freedom that your heart has always wanted. Anything else here before we close? Let's take one card from the Thoth. What can our anointed ones know? I'm getting that you also have been breathing quite shallowly. Please breathe more. Please breathe more. We have the adjustment card, which is also like the judgment card. So things are moving in your favor. My cat just jumped through the window. Could you hear that? Let me open the door for her. Life is doing its adjustment thing, no matter what. Remember, victory secured. Hey. My cat is my soulmate. Aren't you? Yeah. So everything is well. All is well. We're actually allowing the energies to move through. And yeah, I just keep coming back to that victory secured card. No matter what, it's actually going to be okay, as cheesy as that sounds. No matter what is going to fall down or be raised up in the collective, you're doing your work, you're meeting the energies, so you have a head start. You're off and running. As long as you keep that compassion for what you've been through, you make sure to be kind to your dear self. You give yourself those moments of stillness. You allow yourself to share if it feels good. If it feels, well, not that good, but if it feels correct for you, and you need to let it out, please, please let it out. You transmute the pain for all of us when you do that. This is what I have for you today. I hope this helps. Sending big, big, big hugs